lovely humans, welcome to Starlight and Stitches. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you like crochet and crafts and crochet book reviews, yarn hauls, end of the month finished project videos, all sorts of lovely crafty goodness, then hit subscribe and join my subscribers, because my subscribers are the best. So if you are also the best, come and join us. This is our lovely happy positive place on the internet. Today we have got a crochet book review for you. I have a great big long playlist of loads of other ones that I have done previously. I do a lot of amigurumi crochet book reviews, but today we're doing something a little different. We are looking at mandalas to crochet. This has got 30 mandala patterns in the book, all with large format charts, full instructions and inspirational project ideas. Now, the reason that I do these videos is we have a flick through the book, I show you all the patterns that are available, and then you can decide whether it's something you would like to add to your collection or whether it's not for you. So basically I spend my money and buy books, and then you go no or yeah. Hopefully by doing something a little different to amigurumi today, yeah, it helps out those people. Not everybody likes amigurumi like me. Some people prefer to do blankets or, you know, just different projects. This is something different for us. So I'm very excited to look through this with you. What I'm going to do is what I usually do. I will go through the book myself and I will put pictures up and I'll put videos up on the screen so you can see what I'm looking at as I'm going through the book. So we're walking through it together, which is very nice. So this book, it starts off with obviously a contents page, which is great, and then it tells us about the book. So it tells us all the sections that we've got. So we've got loads of information before we begin. The mandala selector, the patterns, and then some projects at the back as well, which is quite handy. We've got a really nice introduction. It says, "Welcome to my world." Now this book is by Haafner Linssen. I think I've pronounced that correctly. So we've got a really nice introduction on the front from them. I'm not going to read through the whole thing because it's quite long on this book. Normally I like to read their little blurb, but this one's quite long, so I won't go through all of that with you. And then we've got a short introduction to mandalas. And then we've got the big section on before you begin. Now, this is quite a hefty section. I think it is well worth a read through. I'm not going to read all of it, obviously, because that would be really boring. But I think when you're doing something like this, you've got to be quite precise. So it is worth taking a look. Now, the first page, it tells you all about the different yarns and the different hook sizes. This is really quite useful. Again, I'll put up a picture so you can see. So it gives you different hook sizes and different yarns to use, what they would possibly end up looking like. Then we have a little piece here about colour work, experimenting with colours, creating a colour plan, because obviously these can be made uniquely individual to you depending on your colour preferences. Some people prefer much more neutral tones, some people prefer monotones, some people like me like rainbows and bright stuff. If you're, you know, however minded you are, you can find a colourway to make these patterns work for you. Then we've got a big section that says read this first. There is a lot in here. How to start, on the go, charts, where to start around, joining around, starting seamlessly, invisible joins, increasing rows, how to keep your circles flat, blocking. You guys know that I am rubbish. I never end up blocking anything, and this is something I would imagine you probably need a decent blocking board for. We've got a crochet stitch refresher course, which is always handy to have. There might be something in there where you go, what on earth is a FPTR? Well, it's a front post triple crochet, but it might just like skip your brain. It's all here at the front of the book, so you can just flip back and go, oh yeah, I know what that is. And if you don't know what it is, it's got step-by-step instructions, which is very helpful. So lots of different stitch instructions. And then we've got some beautiful pictures. I'm not going to show you these because I want to get to the actual patterns, but lovely pictures of the designs before we get to the patterns. I will show you these at the end because the photography and artwork on this is really nicely done. It looks lovely. So now we come to the important bit, which is the mandala patterns themselves. Now they start off fairly rudimentary, quite simple, easy patterns to follow, and then they kind of get a little bit more intricate as we go along. So we'll do the simple ones and then you'll start to see them taking a bit more interesting shapes and patterns, which is cool. So we start with the courtly crown. I actually really like the colours that they've used in this. That bluey colour is gorgeous. Then we have Go With The Flow. We come to Handsome Hoops next. Granny Circle, that's my kind of thing. I love a granny square. Granny Circle, even better. Pebble in the Pond, again, beautiful colours. Pretty Pieces. Now you can see we're starting to get a little bit more interesting nuggets in these as we go through. Then we have Flirty 50s. Can I pronounce this? Rajasthan, I think. This is nice. Ice Cream, that's funky. I love that. Starry, Starry Night. Lovely lace. That's very pretty. Marvellous Myriad. Bewitching Basket Weave. That really does look like a basket weave. That's really cool. Scallops of the Sea. Now that looks wicked as well. Make It Pop. I'm just imagining all of these in bright rainbow colours. That's how my brain works. Dainty Daisy. Tulips from Amsterdam. I think this one's one of my favourites because it does look like little tulips going around. Absolutely beautiful. African Flower Love. Oriental Lily. Leaves and Lace. Strawberry Blossom. This is high on my list as well, that one. Say It With Flowers. Field of Wildflowers. Oh, puffy flowers. I've made loads of puffy flowers recently. You'll find out why soon. Love Me Loops. Layers and Loops. Confetti Time. Enchanted April. Dazzling Days. Vintage Vibes. Delightful Doily. So that's all the patterns, that's all the mandala patterns, but then we come on to the next bit, which is the borders, and there's lots of different borders. I'll show you a couple of them. So we've got a nice simple grace border, we've got a classic border, dandy border, croquet border. There's lots of different borders, so you can finish them off again a bit more in your style. You could do one of the pieces and then add an extra border around to make it more to what you want it for. And then at the back of the book we've got a load of projects, which I think is quite handy because you could make one of these lovely beautiful mandalas and then go, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. This is the sort of thing I do. I make something and then go, what am I doing with this? So let's have a look at some of these projects. You've got a boho bag, of course, you make two, stitch them around, beautiful. Hot pads, obviously. A table mat. Now this is a cool table mat, but you could also make any of them into table mats, not the ones that are really lumpy bumpy because then you'd have a wobbly plate, but the more flat ones, you could make any of them into table mats. Mini coasters maybe. Summer scarf. Now that's really pretty. That is really, really pretty indeed. Lap blanket. Oh, wow. That's so cool. A rug. Yep. And leaves and lace blanket. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love that. So at the back as well, it's got symbols and abbreviations and then the index, and then we're done. It's a really lovely book, actually. I like that very much. It's very different to what we normally look at. What do you think of mandalas to crochet? Have you made mandalas before? I have not. It is something that I would actually quite like to do. I'd like to do a big one, like hula hoop size, and actually have a hula hoop as it's like to hold it in place and have one on my wall. Probably won't do it, but it's something that I have always wanted to do. I think they look amazing. And I think that people that make them are very clever and have a lot more patience than I. Let me know what you think of this book. Like I say, we normally do a lot of amigurumi stuff, but I thought I'd try something different to show you because I know not everybody's into amigurumi. What do you think? Tell me. Is this the sort of book that you might be interested in purchasing for yourself? I'm not sponsored or affiliated or anything. I just do these so that you can see what you think. I like it. I think it's lovely and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Talk to me in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts and your ideas and your other stuff. Let me know anything. Let me know your shoe size if you want to. I don't care. I'm happy to talk to anyone. Yeah, talk to me in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of this book. I hope that this has been interesting for you. Next week we have got my introduction to my year-long projects, of which there are 2 year-long projects. So do please join me for that next Wednesday. Check out my playlists. I have got loads of crochet book reviews in my crochet book review playlist. We've got a yarn haul playlist, we've got finished projects playlist, so have a look at them, take a look through, talk to me in the comments. Look after yourselves, look after your loved ones, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.